Hello, people. Welcome to Choco Millionaire. I'm happy to connect with you today to discuss issues arising from our Visitors Visa adventures. So, just a little backdrop. This year, 2023, is one of the years we've seen like the highest number of visa approvals. In fact, if you look at the data from the immigration of Canada, you can tell that this year they've issued a lot more visas than they've issued. Be it study permits, be it permanent residents, be it visitors visa. In fact, for visitors visa, it's been raining. It's been raining. And you know, I did a video. If you're watching this, I encourage you to smash the like button wherever you're watching from. Please hit the like button so that we can educate others about jackpot stuff, okay? Do me a favor by hitting the like button. Do me a favor by subscribing. When you subscribe, you help yourself. You help this channel as well. It helps other people to also find our videos, content like this. Tell people, if you don't want to say somewhere next year, I wish I knew this channel earlier. Remember, what you can do is to smash that like button. It doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. It doesn't cost anything to share videos. It doesn't cost even anything to subscribe and follow. Definitely, if my channel is helpful to you, you want to do these things, all right? No other obligation, no pressure to do that. But I encourage you to support this channel so you can get updated. I have received so many messages from people. And since I did the last video on airlines that are refusing people entry in transit, from transit to Canada. And when I dropped that email and said people should share stories, or if you want to be interviewed by me, send me an email. I received so many emails. And some of them were very depressing. Some of them were basically, majority of them were just confirming the video that I did. Choco, you were right. What you said is true. This stuff is happening. So about some few months ago, let me just get a specific month, okay? About 2 months ago, I did a video. That video is still trending on social media, especially on YouTube, on Facebook, it's still trending. And the title of that video is, Before You Move to Canada with Your Visitors Visa, Watch This. And it has a thumbnail on YouTube, Visitors Visa Regrets, What They Never Tell You About Canada. And when I say what they never tell you about Canada, I was referring to two people there, two categories of people. Agents, those we like to call ghost agents. And the second categories of people are influencers or social media content creators, where I fall. I'm an influencer, I'm a content creator. I could even be guilty of also probably not portraying things the way people want them or the way they are. I could even get some things wrong too. But what I can assure you is that when I get anything wrong, rest assured that I will do a video to clarify things, or to even I could take a video down. I've taken a video down because I got things wrong. I have done one video that I got my information absolutely wrong. I took it down. In fact, I didn't take the video down. I came back and I did another video to correct myself. That is the beauty of it. I don't make videos with the intention of deceiving people. Never ever my intention. I want them to be as real as possible so that when you come here, your experiences can confirm whatever I have been saying. When I did that video, some of the comments I got under those videos, especially that particular one, was, you are just being a negative person. You don't want people to come to Canada. You know, people were just take time and read some of the comments. And I sit and I laugh. And for me, in my head, I'm saying, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. 2 months did so. I'm pretty sure you guys are hearing what is happening already. You guys are hearing it. You are monitoring the news. It be me, where I know they show you guys everything. Oh. If I really want to show you guys everything on the ground, some of you will not even. Visitors visa is not a problem. It definitely is a visa that makes your travel to other countries, including even the very country Canada, easier. If you have a visitor's visa, it simply means you've met an immigration requirement for entering Canada, and Canada deems you eligible to enter. Is it not a beautiful thing? It is. If you're coming to spend time with your family, visit, pleasure, spend money on the Canadian economy, it goes to even boost the Canadian economy. You are actually adding value to the Canadian economy, paying taxes through whatever you buy, your air ticket, blah, blah, blah. Canada benefits, you benefit, you come, you explore, you go back. But you know there are different shades of traveling. Not everybody travels for the same reason. People come for pleasure, some come for family visits, reunions, some come for events, conferences, what have you. Others come with a dual intention. I took my time to explain all of that. In fact, I even got people saying that you talk too much. Go straight to the point. I said, no problem. You guys are going to go straight to the point when you email me next. No be so. So when I read someone, I said, no problem. When it choke you and you email me, you go straight to the point. Have you seen that video? I didn't talk too much. No problem. It choke you. You guys go know how to find my email. You know how to find my email. We don't listen. Choco Millionaire does not hate African agents, aka ghost agents without license, operating as immigration experts. I don't hate them. But I dislike the manner in which they go about their business. Ridiculous monies that are charged, all in the name of helping people procure visas. And this is not just Canada, this is everywhere. There are people charging ridiculous monies to send people to Dubai. There are people charging ridiculous monies to send people to Vietnam, South Africa. There are people right now charging ridiculous monies trying to send people from West Africa to South Africa. UK, Schengen visas, name them. US, ridiculous money. This is an industry that is so deep and it's as old as anything you can think of. This industry was operating before I was born. And I have been saying that, look, if you ignore some of the things I say, we will all live and see the consequences of it. The reason why connection man business, agent business is so big a deal or an industry in Africa is because of the crisis of unemployment. That's it. Me where I dey here, if you know be Canada where you bless me where I can here. Like by now me I be connection man for Ghana. You dey watch my face. The way me I get off to like by now I be connection man they do. If not for the grace of God, I was in Ghana by now. They do connection man. If I know they do connection man, at the NDC, MPP, CPP, PPP, they do politics. I say the systems of unemployment in Africa creates all these problems. Your university graduate is doing connection man. Even your teachers are also doing connection man business. Because the system is so terrible to the point that people have to figure out how to get money to pay their bills. Everybody is doing connection man. Everybody is doing, even now we know we get plenty connection with themselves. You go Kumasi or Accra right now. Somebody they stand the middle of the road. You know get shop, you know get store, you know they sell anything. The guy there. All he needs is for a stranger to show up and say, hey, I'm trying to look for a place to buy shoe. That guy doesn't have it, so he'll turn around, quickly go to a place, go and get a shoe, put his share on top, come back and sell it. You know, so, or Adelaide, this one to Adelaide. You know, so, the guy no get business, no get any supplier self, but he go money tell you, say, wait for me, I'm coming. You go get a shoe, put them, the price be 10 Ghana, go double them, triple them. No be so, go come back, cancel them to that innocent person, go. Everybody is doing connection man business. And I'm telling you, these things are all reflections or consequences of the broken system in Africa. Most of the people doing connection man business in visa, most of the people doing connection man business in housing, that you want a house, you have to go through a shady agent who will take your money, take somebody's money. Watch all of them. They are not your typical illiterates. So they are not your typical illiterates who have these are people who went to school. graduated from polytechnics, graduated from universities, you know, no job. Guys have been hustling, nothing is showing. And so you see, the devil will give you schemes, different ways, creative ways. Why don't you start this? Why don't you go into travel and tour? Why don't you go online? People are looking for this. Why don't you package it? If you go Nigeria right now, almost everybody, they do connection man. Everybody, they do connection man. Everybody, they look for the next person to victimize. You go Ghana right now, headquarters, Kenya to East Africa, be the headquarters for East Africa. If you go Kenya, where you come out from Kenya, then you go look for Uganda too. See, connection man business center, everybody. And these are smart guys graduating from schools. But because the system is broken. When I say the system, because our governments have failed to create systems that can allow individuals to flourish. I have never been an advocate of governments creating jobs. Never. It's impossible. It is not part of the mandate of government. Governments are not supposed to create jobs. Aside from institutions that are required by law to be established, some of which automatically leads to the creation of certain jobs. Like if we create a security sector, then you need to security service, there has to be jobs in the security sector. If you have an industrial this thing, then you have to, you know, if you have a civil service, then you need to have jobs created in that service. Aside from that, government is never in the business of creating jobs. Any government that promises you they will create jobs is a useless government. You never want to be part of those governments. You never want to live in a country where the government promises you jobs. That is why any politician who comes and tells you they will create jobs, you should know they are lying through their teeth. Because no smart country that ever developed creates jobs for people. It's too much of a task for a government to take on itself. But what governments are required by law through the constitution is to create what we call an enabling environment, a facilitator, conducive environment of laws, enforcement, a regime of to allow private citizens to unleash their potential. Simple. That be the assignment. We dey here, we dey watch China, all over the world. China, GDP, high. You dey do you say Xi Jinping way they create them? No, he doesn't do anything. Go to the typical Chinese province. The individuals are the ones creating. Because the Chinese economy supports that, empowers them. So the ordinary retailers and the wholesalers and the factory owners in China, they are the ones actually contributing to the growth of the economy. This is what we are failing. Useless governments across the whole of Africa. Useless, extremely useless. Useless governments. Governments that only care about their pockets. No plan, nothing. No sector is working across the entire Africa. No sector. I tell you today, mention one single sector in your country that is functioning well. Mention one. Is it agriculture? Zero. Is it a service industry? Zero. Which industry is functioning? Which industry is functioning so well that we can be proud to name it as #1 industry that today, this year, we're so proud of? In my own country, Ghana, which industry? Lack of responsiveness to people's concerns. You know why they tell you all this thing? Because when I flip the conversation to the other side, you see how responsive governments actually were. The problems of connection man business way we they have for Africa is all consequence of the unemployment. That's why they tell you the unemployment is more serious than even a civil war. The lack of opportunities for people is more serious than civil war. Civil war is the final civil war be the final equalizer. When you have the healthy chunk of your population creatively stifled, it's a serious problem, man. Dog will begin eating dog. Look around you. The person in the church is duping you. The pastor right there is trying to get into your pocket. Even when you don't have it, they want you to even promise tomorrow and even bring that one too. Those days, you go and sit inside church. One pastor go force you twist some words. You end up promising your entire future of money you have not even earned. Everybody is looking for a way to take from people. That's a reflection of the economy. Look around you. Most of your colleagues from school, what are they doing right now? When you meet them, they are into some kind of business. You know, so what business is it? If you are lucky and they are not doing gambling, what are they doing? Connection man. They are into land sales. They don't own a land, but they can help you get a land. Connection man, no be so. If you need a driver's license, they are there. Birth certificate, they are there. The only one they don't do a lot is deaf certificate. That one said nobody's interested in registering deaf people. So that one, when he has, and they will tell you they don't really do that, but they do the birth certificate and passport more. No be so. Graduates, university graduates, polytechnic graduates, people sitting down for up to 10 years, no job, 7, 8 years, no jobs. And aside from the fact there is no job, entrepreneurs are collapsing, businesses are going down. The average person cannot even do business. Look at it, people. Sometimes when I talk, people say this guy is exaggerating. I don't know. In Canada here, our interest rate is 5%, my people. In the last 1.5 years, the government of Canada has increased interest rate by as much as how many times? 10 times. They increase it once. They increase it twice. They increase it 3 times. They increase it 4 times. They increase it 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times. Charlie, they increase the interest rate. We self-retire. It got to a point this year, people were just telling the government that, hey, come and kill us. So it look be like say you don't want to collapse the Canadian economy. In the last 1.5 years, the number of times interest rate in Canada has gone up. It's serious. If you don't believe me, just go on Google and go and Google it. How many times has Canadian interest rate gone up in the last 1.5 years? Go and Google it. But my people, it's gone up from what to what? What was it? From prime rate of about 0.5%. Now the interest rate, the prime rate is about 5% now. So in short, interest rate about 1.5 years ago was almost around 0.5 or 1%. In fact, this house I live in, we bought this house as an interest rate of 1.5%. 1.5%. Think about it. Almost $500,000. 1.5% on $500,000. Today, where we say the interest rate go up plenty. Canada interest rate is over the moon, through the moon. What is it? 5%. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5%. Wait, my people for Ghana, where they come from? How much will be the people there? Interest rate. I beg, comment. Let people know. Choco is not going to exaggerate. Please. No exaggeration. Put the interest rate down. What is the interest rate in Ghana? Please, put it down. I don't want to exaggerate. People will say Choco is exaggerating. So, please, I want you guys to educate that. What is the interest rate today in Ghana? Put it down. Let people see it. Look in the comment section. People are going to put it down. Please put it down. Somebody say, read it. Somebody say 30%. Read it. 38%. Please, I beg, keep reading it. Because if I tell you right now, say it be 40%, you don't go believe me. No be so. So I want you to read it from other people. How do we build economies like this? Already the structures back home does not even favor growth. People have to hustle and creatively do all kind of dubious things to survive. And then you have interest rate almost 40% thereabout. How? It means when you borrow money, you have to pay. How do we do business? How? No, which serious sector is going to function with such a system? If somebody has to borrow money at 40%, what are they supposed to do with the money? How are they supposed to price their things? And then wait a minute, inflation. Right now in Canada, inflation 3-4% self with a complaint. Oh, see, things are, you may have seen videos. Things are expensive in Canada. No, things are expensive in Canada. It's true. Things are expensive. Things have gone up. 2-3 years ago, things were not as it is today. But I beg you, what be the inflation rate in Canada right now? A year ago, it was about 7%, 6 to 7%. As we speak right now, the interest rate in Canada is 3 to 4%. 3 to 4%. Canadians are complaining. I say, hey, me, I be Canadian, no. But I get, all the Canadians were there, made them take them like this, come for Ghana just 1 year, made them come vacation for 1 year. They go see the difference. And they tell people, the people where they did the global north, they should be thankful. They should be thankful they were born on the correct side of the world. Because the things where they go through, where they complain, I'm not saying that I'm not sympathetic and I don't empathize. Because me, I dey here, they live inside them. But given the things me I have been through in Ghana, this thing me I know they see am. Because I've been through West. I've been through West and I came out. So when it's like somebody living in Commonwealth or University of Ghana. You know, there is nothing about student life you can ever show me in this world that I have not seen. We've lived every aspect of student life as vandals in Commonwealth. You see, so me, when I hear some small thing going on in some schools, I say, yeah, we have done student politics. We've done it to the point where national politicians have to even come and plead with vandals in Commonwealth. So what is it that you show us as Commonwealth guys where we know see for the world before? What tradition can you ever show us as vandals? Because we've seen it. Because I've lived in Ghana and I've been through all of this. When I come here and then I see the extreme Canadian stress, no, it looks, I'm not saying that it's not real, but I can take it. My shock absorbers are, you know, the shock absorbers of life. No, Charlie man, we see them. We've gone for days in Ghana without food. We're not even fasting. This is natural disaster food starvation. So when you come here and then, you know, you go on TikTok and then you see some people, oh my God, sometimes when I see some videos, somebody, oh my God, I live in Canada and I can literally afford oh my God, my grocery bills is through the roof. I can't, my salary can't even afford. When I look at it, one part of me say, yeah, lady, I really understand. And it's true. Whatever you're going through is true. Then the other side of me say that still be grateful. Because man, you ain't got no other option, no? Unless you go to Saudi Arabia. You see, when you go to Saudi Arabia, you don't go pay tax or you see what I mean? Unless you move, would you want to go to Saudi? You can go, your Canadian passport can take you to Saudi. But if you don't want Saudi, West Africa, we got beautiful culture, beautiful, no winter, no snow. You want to come to West Africa? You ain't going to get no job. That's a fact. You better create your own thing and bring your own cup of coffee and Tim Hortons and make your own. You ain't going to get none of that. Nobody is going to. I'm trying to say that the African fights all kinds of battles every day because of how our system is. So when we find ourselves in other places, we are better able to survive these things. We survive them. Not because we are special. We've been through tough terrains already. Look at what the agents who are most have done in the UK. UK care jobs. What have they done to that? Skilled worker visas. What have they done to that? Today's Sky News is dropping stories almost every day on crisis that skilled workers are going through in the UK. These are people who were promised jobs in the UK. These are people who were charged between £10,000 to £20,000 by some shady people, promised them jobs in the UK. They bought into it. They're desperate to leave because conditions back home are tough for a lot of people. They come to the UK only to find out there are no jobs. And you know how those kind of visas are? You have to get a job from that employer. So if you come and there is no job, many of them are having to turn to food banks now, going to get, just to survive. It's hard. But wait a minute. Is it because the UK brought them and left them stranded? No. The UK had a good intention of creating opportunities for people who are overseas, skilled workers to come in. But our own people are messing it up. Our own people. And why? Mostly unemployed young men trying to create a hustle for themselves. That is why when the African agent charges you money, it is as if his entire fortune he's been waiting for all life will come from that charge. When he charge you that £10,000, it's like one game change his life thing. When he charge you that £10,000, it has to change his entire life situation. Isn't it? When they charge you that $5,000-$10,000 for that US whatever visa, it has to change his entire misery and cure his poverty. That's the way they charge. Because of our broken system. When you even report them, the police system is broken. Nobody gets picked up. They'll do adverts on Instagram and everywhere with their phone number, address. Nobody goes after them. That is what the system is, man. I'm telling you that is the same thing they are doing here now. They're bringing it to Canada. I don't know if this will affect things tomorrow for you. I don't know. But all I know is that the Canadian immigration or the Canadian government is one of the most responsive governments in the world. At least according to me. When they see things, they react. When they see crisis, they react. The only one they haven't reacted quickly is the inflation and the interest rate that went up over a year, and people were complaining and they didn't react. Now they're beginning to react. So now they've cooled down the raising of the interest rate. They've cooled down. They paused it down. Then the crisis for accommodation. Why? Because interest rates have gone up. A lot more people are not able to buy because interest rate has gone up to 5%. Now, because a lot more people are not able to buy, it means that a lot more people have to now rely on renting. Isn't it? Remember, we're also in a post-COVID era, meaning that a lot of people are getting back to the office, a lot of people are getting back to active work and all of that. People have also given birth a lot. At least for me, during COVID, I gave them 2 babies. 2019, baby number 1, Joanna. 2021, baby number 2. All of this during COVID. So there are a lot of COVID babies. You can call it a baby boom. During COVID, when we had nothing to do and people were supposed to social distance and not to go out, when we are home with our wives, what do you think we're going to do? I know if you come out, I cannot go out. I need to stay inside. Me and my wife, they watch Netflix. We watch Netflix. What do you think we are going to do? So the result right now, they say a lot more babies are also in the system. A lot more families are in need of accommodation. A lot more families are in need of accommodation. Because the person who was single now has a wife, has 1 or 2 kids during COVID. So post-COVID, people have the need for accommodation now. Bigger family-size rooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. 1 bedroom will not be enough for me and my kids now. 3 years ago, I didn't have to worry about that, but now I have to. So you see where the pressure on accommodation they come. And then immigration targets also going up. And you see, the immigration targets, they had no option. No. They had no option. Some of you, they watch it, they do say, it be, look, I said this in my old videos. I said the whole of the global north, including Japan, if we add Japan, global north countries, and we add Japan to it, they are all going to be embarking on aggressive immigration reforms, targeting a lot more immigrants, wanting to bring them because they have no option. I'm telling you, they have no option. Canada has no option than to bring in a lot more foreign workers. Germany has no option than to bring in a lot more foreigners, meaning the visa, they go issue them. They have no option. And I'm going to give you a reason why they have no option. Apart from USA will get options more because USA, there, even if you know issue visas, Mexico could supply plenty immigrants, give them. Legal or illegal, Mexico. Chia, you can build that Trump or they will still come. Chapo. But do you know why they have no option? Because their population is aging, fast aging. People are not giving birth. Yeah, I just read in the news. Hungary, the country Hungary is begging people to give birth. They want to even give them tax relief so that they don't have to pay tax, just give birth. They are not giving birth, man. The people are not giving birth. Even before COVID, they were not giving birth. The average Canadian or the average Westerner doesn't enjoy giving birth. If they give birth, give them max 1 child. And then you know, just give them a pet or, the people are okay with pets. A dog, a cat, they're okay. Maximum 1 child. Some will go to the extent of 2 kids. Max. It's not a thing here. It's not a thing that people hold like 2, 3, 4 kids. In Africa, these things, we take them easy. It's even a competition among some people. Who wants to have 4 kids? Who wants to have 5 kids? Who wants to have 10 kids? So we got the numbers. Almost 4 billion. Almost half of the entire universe from Africa. And then the global north, where the development is, where the monies are, where the billions of dollars are. Of course, we have all of ours too in natural resources, and majority of it in corruption. People down here feel that they don't have access to the real benefits of the resources. But the north, where social systems have been created, better social system, welfare system that support people, that empower people, that is where people are not giving birth. Just imagine. For Canada here, I can't hear anything blow my mind. Say when you have a child here in Canada, they give you almost up to $600 depending on the age of the child. They pay you what we call child benefit. That thing blow, it busts my brain. It busts my brain. I still don't understand. I say, Quay. My teachers saw where I meet for life. None of them taught me this. So, not even in my development studies, my Todaro lessons and things books we would read. Nobody taught me that here in some countries, when you give birth, they give you money every month for shitting a baby. Hey, every month up to $600 child benefit. Not just Canada. You go UK, you go Germany, you go US, you go to almost all the European countries, you go see they have something similar. Wait a minute. I make my own babies. You gave me child benefit every month? Between $380 or whatever to $600 depending on the age of the child. And right from the first month the child is born, you are eligible for that. They begin crediting your account. And this payment goes on every month, people, for the next 18 years. 18. Till the child turns 18. Oh. It means the child will be 14, 15 way they do girlfriend. Government still they pay child benefit to parents. Hi. The thing weak me. I can't hear where I find out. The thing weak me. I said, Quay. I started calculating. I said, hey, the number of kiddies my father get for back home. So if like my father, he born we off for here, like this is how much my father will be making every month. I said, well, like them might go rich. Oh. So with all this thing, people still know they give birth. Hey, Hungary now has to beg people to give birth so they go give them tax, free, whatever. Can you imagine this thing happening in Ghana? Say, I could father go because say Ghana for, l'argent n'est pas, Ghana for. My people in Ghana, Ghana's economy is on the decline. We don't have enough people to take on jobs. Many animal Ghana for. Me apesa mo, ebe ma musika. Monwo. Mo. E man ye difficult to cry mo de mon country me ye policy bi na ya mahu. Emanu jomun jejo mon ho kra mo de mon country me. Then you can imagine ex-President Mahama also promising the same thing. Fellow Ghanaians, our population is on decline. But I know for us to get our better Ghana agenda, we need more children. Please, our people in the north, make it easy for the men to enter their garden. Our people in the south, if the women give you trouble, you just come to the Flagstaff house and let us know. We will give you guys money on top every month. Money. Say Ghana, the money where you go take by DDT self, government will go give you DDT. You know DDT. The money where you go take by DDT for Ghana self, where you go drink self, government will go give you. You think of what? Child benefit. Child what? So upon all these things, people know they won't give birth. Abro hey, we especially watch it. I say very, very soon, government for give them free accommodation and give them free husbands on top and sponsor their honeymoon before they go start to give birth. They're not giving birth. I'm telling you. This one way they do is a visitor's visa crisis come. Now they tell you they have no option though. They for bring people in. Me, where they talk so. Because the people for here, they already give birth. Wait, them my young generation to where can do the TikTok generation where they born them cry they might bring no good one bit. The elderly ones don't they give birth to the 30s and 40s don't they give birth. Where the 50s cry they Charlie they are in retirement zone. Where the younger ones where they chop 40, 50, 16 right now. Say my brains have they no good cry. They my own cry they my own cry there. The question about giving birth have no day there. Then my own there they say share. Me a mijina cry na me a be man cry there me so right now where we did, they are not even part of the argument of giving birth to. They are more concerned about gender spectrum. You see what I mean? The gender spectrum. Sure, you are busy thinking about giving birth. Me, I'm not even on this side of the gender. I want to be here. You know what I mean? I want to be there. I want to be here. You know what I mean? So you're thinking about what giving birth? Damn, that's just. I ain't interested in that. That's all them, man. When you looking at me, Right? You looking at me? I don't even want to be part of that side of the spectrum, man. I want to be. So basically, the way things they go, this is what they don't get choice. So watch me, Choco Belair, they tell you, Germany, you go bring in immigrants. You know why? Unless they want the economy to completely be destroyed. They have no option. You watch it. Choco Belair, they talk so. They go still issue visa. They will still bring people. Because my people for here, they know they do their job. In fact, most of the jobs where they yourself, they know they won't do them. Their factory jobs, they don't want to do them. The farm job, they don't want to do them. The small jobs, they say they no go do them. So as they no go do them, who go can do them? Be a robot. Be a robot, you can do it. Elon Musk no build them. You know, the guy for Jack Ma no build the robots finish. So how the robot go can do all the job here? If the human beings, you can do them. Where the human beings do, they look either you go India, go tap a little bit into their billion population. You see, China every day they go fit tap small, or you come Africa. Where you come Africa, 200 people there the day they go do. Visitor's visa has been issued on record high this year for Canada. It became the most popular thing agents were using for their clients. When I say agents, not immigration consultants in Canada, agents who operate under the radar. Why? Because the requirements are a little bit less. Why? It was a one area they could manipulate people for. Say, yo, you come on a visit. Why? It is a one thing that they could tell you don't need a lot of money to spend, blah, 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 to come. So when they are able to sell you the visitor's visa package, then they can get enough time to charge you a lot for their fees. So the entire visa application doesn't cost anything around probably about $200, $230 to apply for with the biometrics. But then the agent will have to get their $5,000 or $3,000 out of that. But what if it was a school? Then you need to pay a 1-year school fees. No be so? $17,000, $18,000. No be so? So the agent, he take past visitor's visa, they save on plenty. They stay. Then he go make that money. He go take the money from you rather. People have gotten the visitor's visas. Majority have successfully entered Canada. But here is why. And I know many of you are going to watch this video and say it's too long. But you see, I prepped your mind and I gave you a historical analysis before coming to tell you why. If it's too long for you, get a pair of scissors. Chop off the first 30 minutes off. Then go straight to it. People have come. Record number. Those who came in the last 2-3 months, no stress. They successfully came in. But here is what the data shows. The data shows that about 14,000 people who arrived in Canadian airports sought asylum as refugees. Most of them, majority of them, were on visitor's visa. Listen carefully, because this country here, they play with data a lot. They keep the records. In the last 3-4 months alone, about 14,000 people who arrived in Canada as visitor's visa holders sought asylum for different reasons to become refugees. Majority of them visitor's visa. A few of them study permits. But wait a minute, why is it a big deal though? You know, there was an illegal port of entry, not an official port of entry, a legal pathway that people were using to cross over from US to Canada. It's been there since 2017. So many of our brothers who cross, or sisters who cross from Brazil, Africa to Brazil, Brazil to, USA, eventually, if they entered from Mexico into US, most of them did not seek asylum in US. They found a way to enter Canada. And they didn't come through the official ports of entry, meaning the official places for entering Canada. They used the illegal paths or illegal pathways to enter Canada. And the laws in Canada did not allow the government to return them back to the United States. So most of them were processing and taken in. And it became a big crisis. The opposition, Pierre Poilievre, the opposition leader in Canada, made sure he scored a lot of political points out of this. He gave pressure to the government. The opposition gave the government a lot of pressure. Why are you allowing refugees to pour in? People are just going through our illegal ports and entering Canada. Canadians are this and that. Canadians are basically, they made a lot of noise, forcing the government's hand to seal off all those illegal places people were using to enter Canada. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe or Waking Joe, came to Canada some few months ago, and within a matter of 24 hours, signed an agreement with the Canadian government that they were going to literally make it illegal for people to use those ports of entry. The expectation was that that was going to see the high number of refugee claims in Canada go down. Yes, that was the expectation. We were processing about 39 to 40,000 refugees from the US alone entering Canada through those illegal ports. Majority were coming through Rossum Road in Quebec from New York, straight through Quebec. Majority. In fact, I've met so many of them. And when I asked them how they got here, they came through New York. Some came from Brazil. Eventually, they made it to Canada. Why Canada? Because Canada was a better option for them compared to the US. So now, in April, May, thereabout, that illegal access point was closed, making it illegal. People were expecting that from 40,000 refugees coming in, or 39 in a year, we should be seeing almost very little claims. Aside from the Ukrainians that Canada is bringing in, the Afghan refugees that Canada is taking on and bringing in through partnership with other groups and the United Nations Refugee High Commission on Refugees, they were expecting the numbers to go down. Then all of a sudden, two things happened. The Canadian Immigration Commission decided to approve visitors' visas that were backlogged from 2020, 2021, 2022 for the last 3 years. Yeah, those visitors' visas that were pending for 2 years that some people actually forgot even existed. People applied in 2020 and they even forgot to. These Canada people, they didn't respond. I applied since 2020 up till now, 3 years, no response. Some people even forgot they even applied though. Some people gave up. Agents did application for people. Some people did their own applications. They say, man, this Canada thing, it no be real. How can you apply for a visa in 3 good years, you don't hear from them? Then all of a sudden, this one be chocolate millionaire in your opinion. No? This is my opinion. It was as if the Canadian government wanted to make up for the long wait time that people have gone through, 2-3 years of waiting without a decision of visitor visa. All of a sudden, approve, refuse, approve, refuse, approve, refuse, approve, refuse. Hey, but before 2020, before, you know how it was? It was refuse, approve, refuse, approve, refuse to the power 10, approve, approve, no, change my mind, refuse. That was how it was before. Then all of a sudden, you see how the approval they come? Approve. Then one refuse, approve. Wow. We ask people can't get a visitor visa like that. The timing was even so bad. They started watching people like Choco Melonia on YouTube and other platforms, TikTok and Facebook. And then they're like, oh my God, we are seeing these guys in Canada. It looks like Canada is actually better. Because we see Choco Melonia show us Canada. Charlie, it be Canada where they can. Then sometimes the agent said they can't carry me my video. And we'll go and send it to their client. You see, Charlie, I tell you, say the Canada thing be real. What I did it for you didn't believe me. See Choco Melonia, watch him. You know this guy, he's from Ghana. You see how his life is, you know. Canada be the big go. But your passport is still with me. Your remaining balance $2,000. Bring it before I release the passport to you. Hey Charlie, hey, so Choco is in Canada. Look at his family. Charlie, they are doing well. Hey, make I go pay my agent the $2,000, then go collect my passport from her. Yes, no, will give me the passport. All right. You see the time, Majority of people got visitor visa approved in the last few months. Just almost around the same time that the Rossum Road borders and illegal ports were closed. Let me share my personal thoughts. I'm in Canada. I'm entitled to sharing my personal thoughts. I'm not an immigration expert. This is what I think. I think the Liberal government, which is in power, had a clear reason why they were approving visitor visas and study permit at a record high. Aside from the fact that we needed a lot more immigrants to help the Canadian economy post-COVID to recover, I think immigrants are also one of the highest voting demography or voter demography for the Liberal government here. They tend to benefit a lot from immigrants. In other words, the same way that it is very possible that the current president of Ghana could have or may have banked his hope on free SHS, that look, if I give these people free SHS and make education free for the next how many years, and I started in 2016, by 2020, most of those teenagers who go enjoy the free SHS benefit, free secondary school benefit in Ghana, may become old enough, or maybe old enough, probably 18 years old by that time. And by 18, they may want to show the appreciation for the free SHS by voting for my government. This is the way I do the analysis. I'm not a politician, but I tell you. Say me, Fabian Kufado, where I do free SHS in 2016, what I go talk be say, if a teenager, 13 or 14 years old, is able to start my free SHS thing and enjoys the benefit of it, by the time they will graduate from secondary school and enter university first year, they would have been 18, voting age. It's possible that these people will have an allegiance towards my party because my party gave them free education. No be so, gratitude, appreciation, no be so. And then they might vote for me. That is the same way I'm thinking for the Liberal government here in Canada. That they think if we allow a lot more immigrants to come in on visitor visa, permanent resident, blah, 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 what have you, all we need to do is to give them a wait time of about 5 years. It takes an average of 5 years from somebody who comes in legally with a valid status to stay in Canada beyond 6 months. It takes about 5 years for the person to get a citizenship. That's a fact. If you arrive in Canada as a permanent resident, in the next 3 years, you are eligible to apply for your citizenship. If you come as a student, give or take, within the next 5 years, especially if you didn't do a 4-year undergraduate program, if you did a 1 year or 2 year study, in the next 5 years, most likely, you would have become a Canadian citizen. Max 6 years, max 6 years. So wait a minute, within one voting cycle or term, these people are likely going to become what? Holders of Canadian passport. And at the end of the day, what it means is that between the conservative government and the Liberal government, they are likely going to say the conservatives are the ones who don't support immigration, or the Republicans are the ones who don't support immigration. The Liberals are the ones who support immigration. So let's vote for the Liberals. Let's vote for the Liberals. Let's vote for the Democrats. It's as simple as that. Many refugees who come here will want to show their appreciation to the government that actually brought them in. So all I'm trying to say here is that it becomes a serious voting game for the parties. So you might be seeing record number of people coming, but they are projecting. Look at the projection they made, by the way. Somewhere last year, they came up with a projection that from 2022 to 2025, 2026, they want to bring in 1.6 million immigrants. True or false? Nobody a target. So 1.6 million immigrants. Within a matter of 3-4 years, you want to bring in 1.6 million immigrants. No problem. The population of Canada itself is 38 million. Meaning you are adding 1.6 within 3-4 years. No problem. And I am telling you that between 5 to 6 years, these people would have gone on to get their Canadian passport. So do you know what it means? Serious voting target be that. Serious voting target. Few now where they go vote for the anti-immigration parties. Majority will vote for the immigration parties or the pro-immigration parties. It's as simple as that. So whilst we are looking at this from just an immigration coming to work in, they are seeing you as a potential Canadian who can vote for the Liberals. That is why it makes so much sense that, it doesn't make sense that you close Rossum Road trying to reduce the number of people coming in, and then you just go on an approval rate for visitors visa like that. It doesn't make sense. When I think about it, it doesn't make sense. There has to be another reason. It is here. Because the problem you try fixing by closing those illegal paths to enter Canada, you created another one by bringing in a lot more visitors visa holders who are now legally entering the country on plane and are doing it at the airport. Because your law says you can actually do it at the airport. So, and they come and they just say, I surrender. When they arrive at the airport, they say, I surrender, I surrender, I surrender. Where is your Ghana passport? I don't have it. Anyway, so 14,000 people. Go look for the data. So now the media houses are asking, wow, some few months ago we thought we were ending this whole thing. It looks like they are now coming officially on the plane. We haven't even added the Ukrainian ones too, because a lot more Ukrainians are also coming to Canada as refugees. We haven't even added the Afghans too, because the Afghans, they are actually they're lifted by the Canadian government. They are all coming in. Now, here is the reason why all this airline stuff is open. You may have watched my videos online where airlines are frustrating Africans. Almost every airline in Africa. If you know of other airlines that are a little bit more lenient on people traveling with visitor's visa, let me know. But the airlines are turning people away. Some of them are turning you away from your country of travel or departure. If you are lucky, they will turn you away even before you depart at the airport. But many people are not lucky. They actually are allowed to depart from their home countries, coming to Canada on a visitor's visa. And then when they get in transit, that is where they are frustrated. A particular airline, Egypt Airline, that is a complaint out there that they are leaving people stranded in transit in Cairo. I've received so many emails, stories, in fact, so many. Permit me to read one of them. Permit me to read one of them to you. So many stories. People who go to Egypt, hoping that they will connect after how many hours of late. All right, let me just read this. Let me read this one. This is from somebody from Nigeria. Sent to me just this morning, 4 a.m. Good morning, brother. I hope everyone is fine. I also had such experience. I met all their requirements when booking. I paid school fees. I have my connecting flight tickets from Toronto to my destination. I have cash with me for accommodation because I don't want to pay what I have not seen. And I've made arrangements for that. The guy boarding me asked me and the other girl to wait. Just like Pleo, they refused me entry. I asked them, they said the border services refused me entry. And that day was a holiday in Canada, being 4th September 2023. That's true, it was a holiday. It was Labor Day. Then I later came back to Nigeria. And then the immigration at Lagos even asked me, why using that airline? That I should find another one and continue my journey. When I later called the Canadian immigration, they said my visa is still valid, that I should call border services. When I called the border services, they said that they have no business with anyone outside their country. When I asked of my refund, they sent me a mail that the money will go through the means of payment. Yet up to now, they have not done anything. Could you believe that? One of their staff was asking the girl with me to pay $200 for him to give her reasons of not being in the aircraft. Till now, I'm still yet to find out why such actions. This is coming from somebody who has gone through Egypt Air and went through this. So many. Do you know how many messages I've received so far? A lot. So he got into transit. They denied him. He hadn't paid the fee, but he said he had the money on him. He wanted to come and pay when he arrives. As to whether he's going to do it or not, I don't know. As to whether when he comes here he's going to pay and go to school or not, I don't know. As to whether when he comes here he's going to seek asylum or not, I don't know. But all I know is he was denied entry. So he returned to Nigeria, called the Canada Border Services Agency, and you heard the response they gave. They don't deal with anyone outside of blah, 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 blah. But this guy had a study permit. That is why, if you haven't paid your fees, I did a video and I said, you might want to pay your fees before arriving, especially now, today being the 19th of September. Most schools may have ended their registration. In fact, if you are actually arriving around now, and you do not have an established correspondence with your school back and forth, where your school is telling you, okay, you can still come in, we allow you, there is a high chance you could be deported or sent back home. Because the window of registration is over. You have to explain to the officer why you're coming so late. Maybe your visa was delayed. They approved your visa late. You have to probably show them proof that your visa was approved late. Okay, even if your visa was approved late, you still probably have to give them a reason why they should still allow you into the country. Do you have any conversation with your school where your school is actually saying, yes, you can come in? We can still come in, we can register you? Or you are just coming in so that you can go do your own thing in the system? I don't know. But why are they being a little bit tough now? They are being tough now because majority of the people who said they are coming to visit Canada for pleasure are not coming to do so. Majority have been sold all kinds of things by their agents. Ghost agents. Agents who apply for you but will never sign the representative form that they are the ones doing it for you. Agents who will fill out everything but will make it look as if you did everything by yourself. Agents who have their signature all over the application but the officer will not even know they are the ones doing it. Agents who will keep your password and will never give you access to it. Agents who will seize your passport, which is illegal. By the way, it's illegal to seize somebody's passport when you are not an immigration officer. But agents will do that and they'll get away with it because we live in countries where the laws just don't work. Who are you going to report them to? Are you going to report them to Mr. Dampari, who is facing a serious doctor tape or whatever allegation? Who are you going to report it to? Or who are you going to report it to? Tinubu? Eh? Where do you go report them to? Tinubu? You go report them to Tinubu? Tinubu. Okay. But they will report you and not catch them. You report and finish, give Tinubu, then you tell me. So these guys are part of the reason why. At least you know when you come on channels like Choco Millionaire, we give you the realities. We don't tell you it's bad to come on a visitor's visa. We just tell you what the reality is. And we tell you, if you come with a visitor, what do you, in that video, what did I say? Have a plan A, have a plan B, have a plan C, even have a plan D. If you are coming here for pleasure to visit Canada, no problem. If you intend to do any other thing, make sure you've done your research and you know how it is done. People are coming with different reasons. People are coming with different reasons. Some are coming with pregnancies. Some are coming with different stuff. Look, the moment people abuse the systems will respond if they are good systems. And I'm telling you, because Canada is not like Ghana, they will respond. So here's a response. They started making it difficult for people to enter now. You have to prove to them a lot. Visitors visa holders who could have an easy access to Canada at this time, especially if your visa is approved, listen to me carefully here. When I do my face like this, I'm about to tell you something very important. Listen, if you are on a visitor's visa, you probably have a high chance of still entering Canada without difficulty if you are coming to visit your spouse or your relative. You got a relative here, you got a husband here, you got a visitor's visa to come. So long as the spouse you are coming to visit or that relative you are coming to visit has a good immigration standing here, meaning they are not illegal themselves, meaning they are not themselves questionable people in the country, you are likely going to. You know why? Because if you use airlines like Egypt Air, they may ask you to call that your relative on a video call for them to talk to the relative. They may even ask you, I'm not just saying this, I'm telling you from what people are going through. Somebody shared their own experience. They told the person to call the brother he is coming to visit in Canada. He called. Remember that same Egypt Air, Wi-Fi have no deal. For you to get a Wi-Fi there, you have to be a traveler with them for long to get access to their Wi-Fi. If you're a first timer, most likely you won't even get their Wi-Fi. When you go and ask them, they will tell you the person with the key to the Wi-Fi has gone home. So if you get away, you know if you call your person on video call, how they go do on WhatsApp, you know if you do. What is it? Because you don't get internet, how they go do. When you know say Egypt, you did that way, you did make call within 30 seconds. Ghana's 50 or 100 Ghana is already gone. If you are coming from Ghana, it simply means your money, if you don't get enough credit on your phone like that, you get the hair, Charlie. Yeah, your brocos will start to sweat by force. You know your brocos, your this part or you go there, you say, first scared. The thing is sweat. Because the man they tell you so until you call your contact in Canada, they are not going to allow you to board the plane. You two, they watch the transit time, the time they catch. The time is arriving. Wait, you know, we say they will start to do the screening stuff ahead of time. Out of the 6 hours of layover, they may even wait until maybe check-in time, and that's when they will begin frustrating. So all you need is just to lose guard for 30 minutes, and then boom, they are sending you back home. So wait a minute. I'm coming to visit my wife. Okay, guys, let me let out the cat. As you speak right now, Yetunde's husband and 3 kids are in Canada. I picked them up from the airport. And they also went through the same thing. The husband went through. They asked them all kind of questions like this. Are there silly questions at the airport in Cairo? They use Egypt there. In fact, the husband of Yetunde, was with some Nigerians, a couple. They were not allowed to board. They were also coming on visitor visa. But how come they allow Yetunde's husband to come? Because Yetunde has a valid immigration status. If they want him to talk to Yetunde, he can make that call. If they even want to prove that Yetunde has a valid immigration status, Yetunde can send a copy of her permit, study permit. Do you see that? By you way they can't weigh your agent, you go look for some conference, you know, make lucky self. The conference to maybe the deadline pass, because you know, say the visa processing, you do on 2020. So by now, the conference, it passed. The date, it passed. A pasca, it passed. Pasco. The conference was last 2 years. The visa just came. And you have not been smart enough to secure or reactivate that conference if it's still happening, or get a similar conference. You just, they come like that. Or they call your agent know they pick, because you know you didn't pay him the remaining $500 or $1,000. So the agent to say, you know, they pick your call. So you know, go sort you out with another conference. All right. So you just they come hoping that no be so. If you way you go through stress, no, because you are not coming for a family visit. You are not coming to see your brother or sister. You don't even have. And woe unto you if you go and say you are coming to visit your girlfriend, because girlfriend relationships are not even legal relationships here. So, or you get some white woman be or white man be where you can't visit. That one said they go bounce you fast. They go bounce you fast. Bounce. Ghanaian term for the port. You see him? Or you be student. If you are a student and you are coming and you have already paid your fees, you are safe. The only problem could be if you are coming at a time that school registration is over. Then you may have to show them proof that you have registered for your course. You register for your semester. If you haven't registered for your semester and the deadline is over, technically you cannot attend the school that semester. So then that gives all the airlines enough power to molest you a little bit. When I say molest, to torture you a little bit with their interrogations. But if you are coming and you paid your fees, and you are within the right reporting time, which is 30 days before the starting date of your school or before the registration deadline of your program, your semester, then you know you are fine. You paid your fees. If you didn't even pay your fees, maybe you are on scholarship. So you have the scholarship document and you are safe. The people who are likely to run through trouble are the people who have other motives. Maybe they were not really coming for the school. They want to seek asylum. Maybe they were not really coming for the school. They want to do other stuff. Maybe they were not really coming for the visit. They are the ones who are likely going to go through all this question, especially if they don't pick the airlines correctly. Now, I know a lot of you are hoping, Choco, can you stop talking and tell us which airlines? No, I won't. No be me where I will go give you airline. Where you go use and wait later on, if they go stress, you go say, hey, Choco, I followed your advice, so any backfire though. No, you go and look for your own money line. When you were paying the agent, was I there? When you were paying the agent $5,000, was I there? So go back to your agent. Go and ask your agent. And it don't be me where I can't give you. Me, I'm just giving you what is happening in reality. I don't give future. No airline has paid me money for me to mention their name here to promote them. So I know what do. The ones where they struggle to stress people, because me, I care, I go bring that stress up for people to know. No matter how you push me, I won't mention any airline. You see, it's your research for you to go and do. Call your agent. Tell the agent, $3,000, $4,000 what you get. This is the time for you to do the real job. It is so. It is here. All right. Canada is quite responsive. So let me tell you what they're doing right now. As you speak right now, Sean Fraser, the former Minister of Immigration, who actually oversaw the approval rate of visas going up, all kinds of visas going up, he has been reassigned or removed from the Immigration Ministry and sent to the Ministry of Housing. Why the Ministry of Housing? I personally think he is the most proactive minister we have. Probably. It was my opinion. Other Canadians would disagree. I think he's the most proactive immigration minister that the government has. So what they did was to smartly remove him from the immigration ministry, where he has done an amazing job according to immigrants like us. If you're a conservative, you disagree with me. If you're a Republican, you say, no, we don't want more immigrants coming in. But I came in, so definitely I'm a pro-immigrant, because I also came in some years back, so I'm a pro-immigrant, right? They removed him from there and then they took him to the Ministry of Housing. Why Ministry of Housing though? Remember we said people are complaining they cannot get access to houses to rent. Landlords are not renting, especially in nonsensical provinces like Ontario when it comes to housing. Ontario is the worst province to live in and be a landlord. Choco Millionaire says so, and it's a fact. Ontario is the worst province to live in, especially if you are a landlord. Because the laws here are just so screwed up. It affects landlords in so many ways. And because of that, a lot of landlords are just careful. They just don't rent to people. If they're going to rent to you, you got to be the right person. You got to be the right profile. Because if they get a bad tenant inside their facility, it's another long hassle to get them out. It's a long process, legal process to try and get a tenant out of your house. It's not like Africa where you can just go and knock on door, come out. No, here the laws don't work like that. So because of that, especially in Ontario, where majority of the people come and they arrive, shortage. Mortgage prices have also gone up. Interest rates from 0.5 or 1.5 to what? 5% within a matter of 1.5 years. People are complaining they can't buy houses. Not only that, the whole of Canada has this red tape, bureaucracy, or a lengthy process of going through in order to build a house. Canada is one of the most regulated countries in the whole world. It will amaze you. You might think Canada is just a democracy. Here, everything is regulated. They regulate everything. Everything is regulated. Basically, there is freedom, but they regulate so many things. And one of the areas that they have too much regulation is housing. The process you will go through if you try to build a house, by the time you finish it, you forget. So at the end of the day, a lot of people are discouraged from building. Because the process, man, in some places you have to actually wait for as much as 1 year to 2 years to get your permits approved. Even if you want to do simple renovation, and you need a permit for it. If you want to do a renovation, especially a major renovation, structural renovation, in cities like Toronto, in cities like Mississauga, Brampton, the wait time alone, it could take you about a year to get a permit approved. The bureaucracy is just ridiculous. So what is happening is that a lot of people are not able to do what they want to do. Of course, there are other provinces where things are much, much easier. One of the reasons I moved from the city of St. Catharines to the city of Welland was because it is much easier to do business here as a real estate person. But in other cities, it's not. The bureaucracy is crazy. And all of this, with interest rate going up, with mortgage prices going up, the effect is that the supply of houses will be low. Remember, more immigrants are coming in, so there will be pressure. You see what I mean? But wait a minute. They just moved Sean Fraser to the Ministry of Housing. What is his assignment? To fix the housing problem. And the man, if you remember my video that I did, that Canada was capping international student intake, I said in that video that I believe Sean Fraser will deliver. Is he delivering? Yes, he has already started. Sean Fraser going to London, Ontario alone. He has negotiated a deal with the city council there to help for them to relax their bureaucracy when it comes to acquiring paperwork to build. In fact, they've already started by giving tax rebate to builders. That if you build your materials for building and stuff, they are going to actually waive all the taxes on it. Is it not a good news? Do you know how much it costs? Sometimes you buy something for $10,000 in raw materials to build your house or do your renovation, and the tax alone on it is over $2,000. So basically, they are removing almost a lot of taxes on building related stuff, which is what investors are looking for. So at least they have started. Yesterday, Alberta, the province of Alberta, passed a law which literally is going to make it easy for builders to convert their lands into multiple units. For example, this house, for example, they will allow you to add an additional unit. You know, if you have an extra spot there, you can easily put, maybe in your garden, you can put a garden suite as well. Alberta, the whole of Alberta. Yesterday, it was passed. And what we are seeing is that they are actually doing it across the whole of Canada. Basically going around to negotiate with individual provinces and cities to relax and relax and relax. So that why? They can build more houses faster. Build more houses. I think we are not going to see the result right now. The result will probably come maybe in 2 years because it takes a couple of months to build a house. So even though you are doing all of those things now, it doesn't really solve the problem right away. In the long term, maybe 2-3 years, we'll begin to see the pressure cool down. Do you see what I mean? The biggest reform they are supposed to do is to give a lot of power to landlords or equal power to landlords and tenants, which they are not doing. So if tenants have more power than landlords, eventually who is going to get screwed? The landlord owns the house. He ain't going to rent. And Ontario is so messed up when it comes to that. You can have a tenant live in your house for almost 2 years and not pay rent. You can't even kick them on. Useless government here in Ontario, under the current Premier of Ontario, during COVID, told people not to actually pay the rent. He said, if you can't pay your rent, don't pay. It make them not pay rent. We, the landlord, what we go take pay on our bills. And it's not like they are even giving landlords money to pay their bills. It's useless comment like that. So you see how the whole thing mess up. That's why they can't hear right now where they hear accommodation crisis. They give you. You they go other YouTube channel, do they give you these things? No. They give you 2-3 minutes TikTok video. No be so. And when you finish, you say you don't know all this. You can't do it. They do it. Say no, go watch. They take your data, go watch. Nyash. They educate you, they give you reality. Say no. You they follow people who don't live in. Some of you are even following people who don't live in Canada. Yet they are making content on Canada. They don't live here. Yet they be them way they follow me, they give you reality updates. That be where you they get your breaking news. They get them from content creators who don't even live in the country Canada. They have to go and watch other content creators to get idea to go and do their videos. It be them way they follow. See what I gave you all? I gave you a serious history of Canada, the problems, and then what you should expect. So before they come, you know how things are. So that when you arrive in places or provinces like Ontario and you are a visitor visa holder and nobody wants to rent to you, you are not going to say they hate you. Because the laws in Ontario screws landlords up a lot. So no landlord wants to take in a risky tenant. And if you're a visitor visa, you are the #1 riskiest tenant anybody will want to have. Why? You are not even legally allowed to work. You are not legally allowed to work in a country. As a visitor visa holder, you are supposed to be visiting and going. You are supposed to be in a hotel. You told the officer you were going to stay when you apply for your visa. But now you want to stay in a place for how long? 2, 3, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year? Then the landlord is worried. You don't have no job in the country. How are you going to make money? How are you going to pay? Are you going to be a refugee? Remember, the data doesn't lie. The data said 14,000 people have sought asylum so far. So make the landlord take the place rent give you. Then at the end of the day, you abandon the place and go to a shelter. And then when you abandon, that landlord has to now go around looking for another tenant. And then when the landlord's mortgage payment time is due, what is he going to say to the government? I want you to really understand why people are not ready to rent to you a visitor's visa holder. Because people have serious bills to pay here, man. And the banks are not going to wait for you to find another visitor's visa holder to be an occupier household. And visitors visa holders are like nomads, Nomads. They move a lot. Today they are in Toronto, tomorrow they are in Quebec. The next day they are in Vancouver, the next 2 weeks they are in Alberta. Why are they moving around? They are looking for jobs. They are looking for jobs. They are looking for jobs. If not for anything at all, look at Babatunde. Babatunde came, he was in Quebec, from Quebec, Toronto, he came to Choco the next day. So that man would have kept moving until he finds a job. So for such a person, how do you have them as a tenant, man? Because wherever they move, they have to go pay rent. If they move, look, there are people who moved into Canada on visitors visa that called me, right? They are in Toronto for 2 weeks. After that, they've already moved to Alberta. Before you realize they've moved to Northwest Territories. But why are they moving? They are looking for jobs. Until they find a job, forget about your rent. They don't even care about that. They're going to keep moving. And you as a landlord, these are the kind of people you don't want to have. Why? They'll screw you up. When you are chasing them for rent, they are not available. They are gone. They are trying to get another landlord to rent to them again. But you see, people with more stability. That is why the economy likes stability or predictability. Nobody likes unpredictability. No be so. Even banks, they don't like it when you're unpredictable. They like it when you're predictable. Steady income, then they will give you a loan. If you have no, they won't give it to you. International student, 1 year, 2 years program. Okay, that one you go do a permanent resident. You have your permanent resident. You decided to settle in this city. Okay, you see, you are a worker. We are working with a company that has offered you a contract for 2 years in this city. Okay, but visitor's visa, abba. That is why the accommodation crisis is hitting the visitors visa holders the most. Majority of them, they came into the country without money. Why? Agents chop all the money. In fact, they couldn't even get that passport from the agent until they paid that remaining balance of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. The agent not only took the money from them for the service he rendered them, the agent lied to them. Fake hope. When you come to Canada, you can do this. They don't paint the picture. The agents themselves, they don't even live here. Most of them don't live here. Few of them live here and will still do this. Oh, when you come to Canada, you can get accommodation. When you come to Canada, you can do this. You can get a job. But they don't tell them the hardship you have to go through, the LMI component, the da. So when the people come and then the thing hit them like that, I say, ooh, wait a minute. I should have listened to Choco Millionaire. He said it. That video, I skipped it. I didn't even watch it. I said he was talking too much. Now the thing they hate you. Me, you know, say me, I be real guy. If you don't listen to my advice when you come here, when you call me, if you now you go answer the call. Because I ain't answer. No, I ain't no distress center, emergency center. If they call me, where? If you can say me, I dey job for what? SOS. Forget. Me, when I give advice and people don't use it, forget it. When you can the first now, as you call your agent back home. Call your agent back home. Let the agent come and sort you out. No be me where you collect money from you. Be me where they can't do the SOS job for here. Do you know how many people they call me? I know the pixel. Make I go pay. Make I do what? Make I go back build a new house and come pack all of you for there. Forget it. You get the sense. Because when you got that visa, you should have had the sense to actually follow people like us. No be so. You go to listing with your one ear. No be so. When we're telling you to come with plan A and B, you say we they talk too much. No be so. This video servers that they talk, you insult me plenty. You have already insulted me plenty. Say this guy, he talks too much. No problem. When you come here, when he hook you, you know how to find my email. And remember, if you are not even lucky and you try looking for me, one scammer today, Facebook or other social media platform, where they YouTube self right now, they look for all the people who are desperately trying to get hold of me without wanting to go to the proper way of getting hold of me. He's ready to chat you. He will ask you for a Bitcoin or crypto. Say, pay me $500. That scammer idea. I've tried to take him down. Useless platform, social media. They are not even taking the guy down. If you are not like, you need to go chop your $500 falla like that falla. You go chop and falla $500 Bitcoin. Me several day, I never get Bitcoin account too. But somebody the way they clone my channel say he be chocker. Sometimes he comes on there and he'll be responding to people, and then I'll report to YouTube. YouTube will take. But useless Facebook they forget it. Facebook. You know how many times we report? I report that guy since how many months now. But this app, you know, will take him down. So the guy stayed there. The guy said, wait, make I do what? The owners have no take him down. Me make I go take him down. The owner of the app said, you know, take the guy down. Me make I go take him down. Visitor's visa can be a beautiful thing if you have a good plan. For some people, they are only coming to visit and they are going back home. So it's not even fair that airlines will treat them as though they were also coming to seek asylum. Not everybody comes to seek asylum. It's not fair. There are people who are well-to-do. All they are coming to this to spend a good time here with their families and go back. With their children on vacation and go back. You cannot assume everybody is coming to seek asylum. And I think that is where they are getting it wrong. If you ask maybe the Immigration Commission, they will say they are not the ones doing it. If you ask the airlines will probably also use a very smart way to deflect the question. But the reality is that a lot of people are coming without the right preparation. This same visitor way you will take them. Somebody take them way it do them nice. But back to he get a job. Somebody take them way into it do them nice because he get legit case for asylum. But somebody they come, you know. I talked to a bunch of students some time back. Few weeks ago, the agent who did the thing for the agent, they tell him, say, make them all, then come in and go chop asylum. I say, hey, the agent say, make you go chop. Why the agent tell you, say, he just say, make you go chop. I say, but you get money, you go school. Where the agent, why? Hey, one of people. So if everybody, we know they think twice, so if everybody where they come for school, into they go do the same thing, how you think, say, the thing will look for us? Eh? Meanwhile, the Indian guys, where they come, they come, they will go to school, they will go do truck driving. We pay where we come, we they won't use one gumption too much. You know, we say 2-3 people where they go do ammo. Then you go see almost everybody going to do it. Then eventually, boom, they go close the system. Then we go talk, say, oh, they know they like it. But we now we are too greedy. Yo, my name is Choco Millionaire. Let me end this video. Else, this podcast is not ending today. If you're coming on a visitor's visa, please take a moment to plan. Find out which category you fall in terms of the risk level. Are you coming in at the time that your event is over if you're coming on a conference? Have you reactivated your conference, or have you been able to look for an alternative conference, probably similar to yours, to say that, you know what, even though this one is over, I have another one that I'm coming to. And maybe if the officer asks you at the airport why you're coming so late for a conference, you have a valid explanation of saying that, you know what, my visa was approved late, it wasn't my fault, the conference is over, but I do have another conference. That is a nice reason to give, isn't it? Maybe you are coming because you're a student. Have you paid your fees? If not, I want to ask you, why not? And they watch your face, why not? Have you they listening to the agent? They give you some fake advice, no listen. So right now the advice we take, if he bounce, and they ask you, what will you do if he bounce? If that strategy they take and you bounce for the airport, what you go do? The agent he tell you all kind of things, and come and for do, and I know be so. You know, they follow correct people. See your face, they take. You go pay $3,000. You finish, they won't can talk to me for free. That's shallah. Or I pay agent $3,000-$4,000. They won't can talk to me for free. Eh? And some of you are so greedy. After paying all those money, you want to come and be talking to me for free? You see why this time I know they have mercy on people? Because you are willing to go and pay people ridiculous money. And when you come, you want to come and talk to people like us for free. It be me where I give you the visa. It be me where I give you the visa. Eh? It just doesn't make any sense. You are not going to talk to your agent, but you want to come and talk to us for free, and then you are willing to go pay your agents ridiculous monies. And then when you can say, we are difficult to get, me difficult to get. Forget cry. I know they give me I don't get emotion for nonsense. So when it comes to nonsense, I don't have emotions. I just don't understand why we know they activate one at this time at the right time. You know? No, let's be real. Does it make sense that somebody will go and pay an agent to secure a visa, and when they finish, they want to come and talk to somebody like Choco Millionaire for free? Why? At the call center. Or when they were opening Onua FM, was I there? Obonu FM na agbele no me yejeme. Na agbele Obonu FM no me yejeme. And then you come here with all those bad advice the agents have given you without asking what the reality. In fact, if you talk to the agents right now, they don't even have data on what is happening in Canada. And this whole video, they'll cut just a short portion. Some of them are watching right now. They'll cut this video, a short portion, especially the sweet part, and then they'll go and send it to clients so that they can get a next set of clients. One company like this, if they manage to do one visa for one employee of that company, before you realize the whole company, everybody, including the HR, will end up using that same fake agent. And if it's so way they're going to charge them money, they're going to charge them money like that. And when you tell them to watch videos, they have the guts to tell you your videos are long. Yet, they won't say anything when it comes to watching useless programs on TV for 2 hours. They watch it. They watch it. They watch it. Itchy ears. Itchy ears. They only want to hear what they want to hear. When we tell them the truth, they say no. No problem. Me, I did Canada. Remember, if you come on a visitor's visa, we hook you. You call my number. Remember, say me, I know BSOS. I know go pick. I'm busy spending time with my wife and my kids. See it? You go back and you call your agent. Share this video if you think it's worth it. If you like it, don't share it. Like them if you think it's worth it. If you like, don't like it. But remember, when you hook you, you will be looking for it. And when you come and ask for the title, me make I make I go look for the video then send give you. Choco, please, Choco, that video. Mommy, what do you say? Oh, my wife said I should say something, but I won't say it. Anyway, you know, Choco, that video you did with, you know, on that job search, I can't find it. You will find it. You will find it. Because when I was telling you to like it and share it, you didn't do. Did you share it? Did you send it to your WhatsApp? You didn't do it. Didn't I tell you come and look for it? And when you look for it, you know me, I won't search. Because me myself, my videos are like Shatawale. I make too many videos. You want me to be sitting there and searching? You'll find it. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye. All of this was done with love. Forget about the color of the eyes. Sometimes when this thing, when I get excited, my eyes change. It's all love. If I know smile, you guys will say, oh my God, he's angry. No. When I'm very serious, this is how I look. All right. Otherwise, it's all love. If I offended anybody, please forgive your brother. All right. And let's be smart. I definitely want you to come to Canada. I want you to come and visit, come and explore, but please come prepared. Preparation means be aware of the dynamics. Know the situation you find us. Know your risk level. Know whether you fall under a high risk or a low risk. Know how to approach your travel. Know which airlines to use. In fact, talk to people. Follow the right people. Engage. Don't be scared. This video is not meant to scare you. This video is to let you know you have a lot more work to do. Immigration changes. 2-3 months ago, it was easy for people to enter without stress. 2 months down the line, it's looking a little bit difficult. Next 3 months, I don't know. But the most important thing is that you are going to stay on top of issues and make sure that you know what is going on. And when you come, remember, have your plan A, have your plan B, have your plan C, have your plan D. I don't think there is anything wrong in seeking asylum because it's legal so long as you have a valid case, so long as you have a legit story. But also remember that when people abuse it, because we live in a country that is very responsive, not like some countries where things can go on and nobody cares, rest assured that they will react. In Canada, we'll always react because they are reacting already. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Have a good day.